Horimiya episodes 4 and 5. I've already got 6 and 7 recorded as well, so I have that to edit, and I am loving this show. I assume you can tell with the reactions, but I do love this show. I love a good rom-com anime, but this one is very good in my opinion. So I can't remember who suggested to me to pick Horimiya, but thank you for suggesting it, because it is probably I'm excited for the next episode, so yeah, that should tell you how much I like this anime. Anyway, a lot happens in these 2 episodes. For one, we get to meet a actual friend of Miyamura's back from middle school, not high school, they're in high school now. Shindo, I think that's what his name was, correct me if I'm wrong. And come to find out that, yeah, despite him being all gloomy and everything, in middle school, he still befriended him, and when his friend tried to make them not hang out, he had mentioned, well, the guy is dark and gloomy, and his friend stuck by him and said this: why do you think he's dark and gloomy? Because of everybody else, essentially. That he didn't add that last part, I did. But yeah, that's the whole reason why he's like that, is because people treated him so, they didn't treat him good. And yeah, apparently his friend gets a girlfriend and sends Miyamura a picture and was talking about using protection, wink wink, nudge nudge. And I'm like, and the funny thing is that Miyamura had told him that he had a girlfriend, Hori, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna send him straight on that, and then the phone rang, he got a text from him, and Miyamura's trying to get rid of the text so that she wouldn't see it. And the funny thing is, before that, she was trying to figure out what gets him flustered, because he doesn't blush very often. And she asked him, can I see your tattoos? And automatically he says, sure. And he starts unbuttoning his shirt so I could show her, and she gets all mad about it, like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, she's like, are you that comfortable? I'm like, lady, if you had asked him just to simply take off his clothes, then he would have a reason to be embarrassed. You simply asked to see his tattoos. Nothing bad about that. Oh, and the fact that her father is in the picture is actually a surprise to me, because I figured that he was either dead or away on business, so we wouldn't see him at all on the show. No, apparently we will, and, yeah, he and his wife, her mother, actually do look like a combination of both Hori and, dang it, what was her brother's name? Saito, I think? Because she's got her father's eyes and her mother's hair, and her brother's got her father's hair, and I'm guessing her mother's eyes, because I still don't remember what her eye color is. And later, we find out that the vice president, the student, Sakura, the girl with the green hair, she's got a bit of a crush on Toya. So now he might end up getting a love interest despite getting rejected by Hori. And later on, Hori gets sick with a fever, and Miyamura comes to take care of her. And she gets upset because in the past, when she got sick before, her mother would not be able to stay and take care of her. And she was essentially not wanting him to leave. And thankfully he realized this and stayed. But when he got her back to sleep, or so he thought, he confessed that he loved her. And I'm like, oh my god, he actually said it. And I was like, oh, did she hear that? Because I was thinking that he said it because he thought she was sleeping. Oh no, she heard it. She heard everything. Oh, another thing that happened earlier in the episode is that Hori ran into his friend, and Miyamura and Toya saw them, and he thought that his friend was hitting on her, and he runs up and punches him. I'm like, what? Really? There was no need to escalate to that. And later, she ends up avoiding him because of the whole confession thing, and I'm like, oh. And her brother sees him with his friend and another girl, which I'm assuming was his girlfriend. And later it turns out, yes, that was the case. But she got mad at him because, unlike with the two of them, they were on a first name basis. But that was only due to the fact that he didn't know her last name. And when her father shows up, he actually asks, is this guy your boyfriend? Because later on, he actually asked her, you heard what I said, didn't you? Referring to when he confessed. And then the whole issue with the girl popped up. And she actually says, yes, that's my boyfriend. I'm like, oh my god, they're actually establishing the romance now. Which I am happy about. So, yeah, we have an official relationship going on between Miyamura and Hori, which is great. It took, 6 episodes to get to that point? And there's only 7 left, which sucks. But, yeah, I am loving the show so far, and I can't wait to watch more.